Welcome everybody again to the official Bill Superfoot Wallace YouTube channel. Today we've got something very special. It's the 1974 World Championships, the very first championships for kickboxing. And we're gonna watch the two fights of Bill. And Bill is gonna be so gracious as to give us a commentary on the whole thing. But before we get going, Bill, please tell us a little bit about, how you got, how did this all start? Was it called kickboxing? How did everybody get invited? Who put it on? Tell us a little bit of background prior to the fight.
Well, this was like April 1974. Joe Louis calls me along with Mike Anderson, whose idea it was to do the full contact karate. At that time, it was not called kickboxing; it was called full contact karate. And Mike Anderson calls me up when I was teaching for Kenny Knutson in Indianapolis. Says, "Bill, we're starting a new little team thing going on, and we picked you as our middleweight." I said, "Well, fine, thanks. Where are we fighting?" He said, "Well, we're going to go to Germany and fight, and then we're going to go from there up to the Netherlands and fight, Holland." And I said, "That sounds fun to me. When we go?" And he says, "Next month." I said, "Oh, great." He says, "Bill, understand that this is full contact." I said, yeah, no problem. I played that before in Texas and all that stuff where it was, the blood and guts era type thing. He says, no, Bill, you don't understand. It's full contact. We're going to fight to the knockout. A couple seconds went by and I said, "You know what? You guys have a wonderful time. Enjoy yourself. I'm staying here because right now I can throw a kick, or I can throw a punch, and I think I hit you. If I think I hit you, I think I could kill you. I don't want to have to prove it, and I don't want to have to get knocked out or get hurt or whatever the case may be. So you guys have a wonderful time. Thank you." And he said, "Well, just a minute." And Joe Louis gets on the phone. And I went, "Hi, Joe. How you doing?" He says, "You're going to do it." Now, as you know, as I was talking before, Joe Louis is my senior. You were both Shobayashi Shorin-ryu. So Joe is my senior. And so you listen to what your senior said. I says, "I don't want to do it." He says, "You're going to do it." I said, "Joe, come on. This is fun right now. I don't want to have to get hurt." He says, "You're not going to get hurt. You're going to do it." And he talked and he talked and he talked. I said, "Okay, I'll do it." So, and ironically enough, it was the most fun I've ever had. I had an absolute blast doing the training for it. Now, understand too, when you're watching the video, my friends, none of us, not one of us, had an idea what was going on except for Joe Louis, because Joe Louis had boxed prior to this. And he knew a little bit about the boxing aspect of it. Jeff Smith, Howard Jackson, myself, we had no idea. Plus the Europeans. Now, understand the Europeans and the Japanese and the Canadians, when you have a tournament here, we have tournaments every weekend. We have a tournament we can go to every weekend. The Europeans have maybe one every 3 months. So they don't have the place to practice or the place to train and do everything to where they get ready to fight. Where it's a second nature because every weekend we're going someplace and competing. So understand that as you're watching the fighting techniques. So we knew, they might change for a half a round or something like that, but we'll figure it out. And let's see it.
All right. Okay. Well, let me get it started here and enjoy the show, everybody.
And root for me, by the way. Cheer me on. Here we are. This is September 14th, Saturday evening in Los Angeles. And again, understand that I'm the middleweight, even though, we never weighed in for him. But that time I probably weighed 150, 155 pounds. And here he is with Bernard Grodas on the left. We'd fought in May in Germany before, and he kind of just stood there, so it's kind of easy to hit. But now if you notice, he's moving around quite a bit. Takayuki Mikami is the referee. He's from New Orleans, but I'm working the kicking technique, working the combinations. And now this is probably Super 8. This is way before any kind of really good video or anything like that. But again, I'm still sideways, trying to figure them out. The hands are low. You notice I have no idea what I'm doing with my hands. Not in the kickboxing or the full contact aspect of it. Here the rules are: if I kick him in the corner and if I knock him out of the ring, it's automatically loss of that round. We're still going at it again. Picking up my brace in the knee. So I've still got the bad knee there. So getting ready. and we're moving around. I'm trying to jam him. He's trying to jam me. We're trying to work. It looks very sloppy at first, because that's just the way things were going at first. And throwing techniques, moving around, and just kind of swing over. At that time, you could throw, you could work movements, you could trip, take down. If you look also, we had the safety equipment, the gloves, the white gloves, and the safety kicks on. We're just moving around. I'm trying to hit him as hard as I can, which is not very hard because I don't ever throw anything real hard. But I was thinking about throwing it hard then, moving around. To me, this is the first time I've seen it, by the way, everybody. So I'm looking at it and I'm going, yeah, I'm sloppy. But again, I knocked him out of the ring, so that's one time he's out of bounds. And I'm just moving around, trying to move, chasing him, moving here, starting all over again. I don't think I've hit him at all, and he hadn't hit me at all, so trying to get something going here. But you look at the hands are low, sideways, kind of inching him on a little bit, trying to figure something going on. Try to throw, yeah, well, that sloppy throw. Whoop, I wasn't going to step on it. You might think I was, but I wasn't. Again, moving around, just trying to work the way we're doing it. And again.
Oh, there it is.
The hook kick. That's my little hook kick right there. Come on, stay down. Please stay down. And don't get up. He got up. But that's the hook kick. That's my little pride and joy is a counter shot. If you notice, I'm sideways even in from here. Moving around again. See, we didn't know how to. Broken before I tried to throw, but if you notice, I have no idea what I'm doing with my hands. So it's just kind of sloppy right there. The trip is right there. It's called origigari, but they didn't call it. So still trying to protect the knee.
Oh, so there's that hook kick.
Yep. I like it. But that was the decision. The rules were very different back then, because if you knocked the guy out of the ring twice, he lost that round. And if you knocked him down, it was the end of the round. Jim Harrison is the referee on this one. And
so this is your final fight.
Yeah, this is title fight. Daniel O'Shea is from Canada. Very, very good point fighter. Good fighter. He's a great kickboxer too. Full contact kick, excuse me. But we're just moving around, and again, I have no idea what I'm doing with my hands. But neither did he, evidently, because if you look where we're holding our hands, we're just not being able to protect. But we're just moving around, trying to inch each other. This is the first round, and he's jamming, I'm jamming. We want to keep our distance because we're both really decent kickers, so we keep that movement involved. You notice the distance between, if you watch the other fights, the distance will be much closer. Yeah. Because we need our distance for the kicking aspect of it. Now, we're kind of staring at each other right now. Come on, somebody do something here. Move around, just, come on. Oh. Trying to fake something out here. And we're just, again, moving around. One of these times, you'll see, he's slender, I'm slender. So basically, I missed it. That was a trip, but no count there. No count. But here we are moving around again and going at it again. That's the end of that round. I won the fight. I thought it was the end of the round.
That's round one.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, the previous fight, they blended it. They took the portions out between rounds, so it looked like one long fight.
Right. Here it is. See, here's where I try to get the knee up nice high, because he's a good kicker too, so he'd bring his leg up and try to jam me at the same time. There you go, a little hook kick there. But again, how we're making it work. He's a good kicker, so I've got to be wary of his techniques. And we're right there. We're both fighting sideways, if you notice. So it's the advent of the techniques involved. And after a while, I was fairly sure that he wasn't going to punch me any. So I thought it would just be working the kicking technique, see who the better kicker was. And I got lucky. So understand that, I must have hurt his shin or something on my arm, hopefully. But again, here we are, moving around again. again, nobody had any idea what was going on. So we had no strategy, you might say. It was just that, you know, I'm going to throw something at him. He's going to throw it at me. And if I keep the knee up between us, he's not going to be able to jam me. He's not going to be able to counter me. So we're still moving around in this position here, sideways, trying to inch out. I don't remember a lot of this stuff because I remember just the shots where I hit him, which is kind of good because that's all I wanted to do. And again, you guys that are watching this and ladies that are watching this, I was a little sloppy at first, and little technique there involved.
Good sportsmanship. You helped him back up.
Yeah, well, I apologize for hitting him in the head too. But again, that's the second round, I believe.
Final round.
Final round. Oh, here we go. And now I think I'm up 2 rounds on this one. So here's the good thing. The last of it, might as well be busy. If I'm going to get tired, this is not the time to do it. So again, you understand also that we had no idea about endurance. We had no idea about, especially if you're watching this, my hand techniques were absolutely atrocious. I had a back fist, and I had a ridge hand. But again, when you're wearing the safety equipment, the back fist doesn't do any good. I hit him with a really, really good back fist, and it went smack. And I said, "Oh my God, I've killed him." He backed up and just nodded his head like, "Good shot." And I went, "Oh crap!" So I found out that's when all of us after that went to boxing, because the techniques that are involved in boxing are much more straight in. They're much more involved in the power aspect of it and the movement involved to keep the guy from hitting you back. Just a simple takedown that's not involved. But again, remember, I tell all my people that don't ever leave your leg out there. And a couple times Danielle left his leg out there, and you know, in this aspect of it, I'm allowed to grab it. I'm allowed to grab it and sweep his other leg. So make sure that you snap your leg out and bring it back, because you might need to use it again very quickly. Again, you know, both of our hands are down. We have no idea what we're doing boxing-wise. So we're kickers, and that's what you're going to see primarily involved here. Now we're staring at each other because I know I've won. He knows I've won. So he said, well, maybe he can knock me out. But, a little kick there, a tummy kick. And just, you know, I'm just thinking, I said, come on, you got to come at me now. Whoa. Even now I get a kicking once in a while. But it was a blast. We're out here going, what are we doing out here? You know, even though we know we can get knocked out, we know we can get hurt, but it's still fun. If you look at it, we're fun. We're smiling, having a good, well, he's not, but I'm smiling, having a good time, and you know, just trying to work with the techniques and so forth. And you said, now, this is, yeah. See, that's what you should do, that point turn, put your hands on your knees, fake the guy in and so forth. But again, I think that's it. Yeah. But that's oh, not there. We got to stop. No, that's only one time out of bounds. That's all. I knocked him out of bounds. But if you look, you know, he knows he's almost out of bounds. But look, I'm still in his setup, so I'm gonna do all the pushing, and he's got to back up and so forth. There he is again. That was it, I believe. See, the rules were kind of silly right there because, you know, just that, you know, that's why they decided to use
the jump for joy.
Oh, that's a kick to his face.
Yeah.
But again, you know, it's the thing to realize. If you look here, I'm the middleweight, but I'm the shortest one there. And Jeff Smith is even, if you look at it, Jeff Smith is even taller than Joe is. And Joe's the heavyweight. Jeff Smith was a light heavyweight. This is Isaiah Duenas in Mexico, one of David Moon's students. Very, very good fighter. If you watch his fights, he jumps all over the place. A lot of jump spinning stuff, a lot of jump kicks, a lot of good movement. Here I am, getting my little award from Telesales. Matter of fact, I was thinking about asking him if I could have one of his lollipops, but he wouldn't give me one. And then here's Jeff. Jeff had a knockout in his first fight. It was, guy must have been out for 15 minutes. It was a really good knockout. and Jeff Smith. And coming up is Joe Louis, who was the heavyweight champion of the world, and also heavyweight point tournament fighting champion. At the time, back in 71, 72, he was the #1 point fighter in the world, in the United States. But now he's changed his system somehow to doing a lot of boxing. If you look at it, he was the only one that knew how to use his hands in the kickboxing aspect of it. But we learned. We got better. Oh, there I am. Cute little guy that I am. I had hair there, guys and ladies.
There you have it, everybody. Wow. It was really interesting seeing all the techniques. Being that I'm a part of the Superfoot system, I loved all the counter hook kicks with your first fight, and with your second fight with a Canadian. There was a couple times the technique that we do when you throw the round kick and you kind of collide shins and then you still bring it back up.
Exactly.
I saw a few of those in there. So you already had the system even back then.
Well, if you understand it, after you throw the first couple low roundhouse kicks, his hands are already down.
Right.
So I'm thinking, okay, if I fake the low kick or I bring it up and he brings his leg up to jam it, if he brings his leg up to jam it, he's going to be a little off balance. And then from then, I can just whip the roundhouse kick up to the face. Not strong, not hard, but it scores. And if I catch him off guard, I get him to walk into it. Remember what I'm always saying? Get him to walk into it. Don't throw it hard. Right.
So, Bill, I had a question for you on, you said several times during the commentary there that, we didn't know what we were doing. Was up until this point, everything was point fighting, right? And so you didn't have all this long stretch of fight where you weren't being stopped like in point fighting. So there was a lot of things you were talking about. Endurance came into play, and using combinations that you guys just weren't prepared for, but you did it.
Yeah, we had no idea what we were doing. I mean, again, like I said, Joe was the only one. He'd run for it. He'd ran. He trained. Jeff Smith trained a little bit for it. Howard had a bad knee, so he couldn't run, but he trained for it. But I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm thinking, hey, this is going to be a lot of fun. What am I doing here? I'm done. What? I'm going to get hurt, And because of my wrestling background and my judo background, I think that what brought me through. But I believe that as long as I stay relaxed, if you notice, I was very relaxed. I was smiling. As long as I'm relaxed, I'm not going to get fatigued. I'm not going to get tired.
Right. Well, before we finish up, Bill, what was your, most memorable moment during that whole day of, was it the win? Was it just the excitement of it, or did it just seem like another tournament? I mean, how did it feel?
Here's the most enjoyable thing about the whole deal. Not the most enjoyable, the thing that meant the most to me. Up to this point, my father wanted me to be a school teacher. And he kept saying, when are you going to quit doing this stuff and get a job, a real job, teaching school? And I said, Dad, I really like this stuff. I like teaching at a karate school. I enjoy it. And I'm teaching at I started teaching at Memphis State University as a graduate student. He says, well, when you get your graduate, I'm going to set up some interviews and you're going to get a job teaching school. And I went, yeah. So when he got me a interview working in Indiana teaching school, Elvis Presley called me that same evening and said, hey, I want you to come back to Memphis and teach at the school that I'm going to open up, so I have a place to train. So it was kind of funny that when I got to call my dad and I got to say, Dad, I'd really love to go to the interview. I'd love to teach in Indiana, but I just took a job working for Elvis Presley. And Dad, are you there? Dad, are you there? And, he came back and said, and then I moved to Memphis. But even all the time I'm in Memphis, when are you going to quit doing this stupid stuff and get a job? The night that I won, I called my father up and I told him, Dad, I just won the world championship. From that moment on, it was not, this is my son. No, this is my son, the world champion. And from that moment on, he never said one word about ever teaching regular school again. This is my son. He was karate champion. He was world champion. And everywhere we went, every person that I ever met that he was my friend, I was the world champion. So that made me feel great that he was proud enough of me to do that.
Well, thank you, Bill. We wish you all the best, and we will see you on your YouTube channel again soon with some more uploads.
Yep. Bill Superfoot Wallace YouTube channel. Subscribe, guys.